Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and we're back for another Angelina Jordan, Ivan Mendez series. Now, I had realized that I actually did Born to Die here between these two already. It was just Angelina Jordan, so I'm guessing he helped with the recording. But James Thiel included that as part of the listing with Ivan Mendez series. Excuse me. So I'll include a link to that, and I'll also update that thumbnail and title to show that as part of this series. But regardless, we're now back for another one here, and this is California Dreamin'. I know this song, so finally I get one I know. So here we go. Let's jump right in. This is the Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin', Angelina Jordan, Ivan Mendez. Here we go.
All the leaves are brown, and the skies are gray.
Whoa.
I've been full of work in the search of winter day. I've been safe and warm. If I was in the lake.
Okay, wow. Okay, so first of all, this is much slower tempo than the original. Very, very different vibe, which makes sense. The instrumentation is different. I think we've got most of the same chord structure. I think it's in a different key. But the sentiment is completely different, and I have to comment on this. She's got a freaking Donald Duck shirt on. And Ivan has this, more professionally, business casual, if you will, shirt and with the, the collar and everything. And she's just sporting a Donald Duck shirt. I love that. I think that that's indicative of, again, just how freaking young and just amazing she is, right? But this is, it almost doesn't even sound like the original. Like, really, if I didn't know it was that song, I don't know that, other than the lyrics, it is, I think mostly the same chords, but it's just, it doesn't carry the same sentiment at all. Now, she might be doing it as an intro and it'll change. We'll see, but just beautiful. And the reason I stopped here was there was a point where she had this really long note and just a super beautiful vibrato, and then she took it down another, I think, semitone, or maybe it was a full tone, but it was just so seamless, and it almost seemed like it didn't happen. It was so natural.
If I was in the lake.
Yeah, right there, just so
California Dreamin'.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, in a search of winter day.
So she's got her eyes completely closed. She's in her element, in her world. We know that she goes to her special place when she closes her eyes, and she's just singing. And by the way, someone commented about a singer. Maybe it was her. I don't know. In one of my reactions about closing their eyes, and I use this, this example that my perhaps best and certainly for me most memorable trumpet solo ever. I like my eyes were closed almost the whole time. And I remember reopening my eyes and everybody was cheering and going nuts. And I didn't even care. It didn't matter. It was just, I was in my own world. And I imagine that she experiences this as well. And, that's just incredible. But when she opens her eyes, she gives a little smile, right? So she's connecting right there and then at that moment.
Winter day. To a church I passed along the way. Well, I got down my knees.
Oh, so great.
And I pretend to pray. You know the preacher, like the cold, He knows
So I want to point something out here. Now, I'm going to speculate. I don't know if this is absolutely true or not, but, you know, in the last couple with Ivan, we saw him completely blown away by her. And we're not seeing that here. And I don't think that's because he's not blown away by her. I think that the complexity of these chord changes is much greater and more difficult than what we saw before, and he's focused on his playing. So I think we see him much more focused on himself as opposed to just being, you know, dumbfounded by Angelina. That's my guess. I'm speculating, but I think that's what we're seeing here.
like the cold. He knows I'm gonna stay. California dreaming, oh, in a such a winter day. All the leaves are brown and the skies are gray. I've been full of in this such a winter day. I've been safe and warm if I was in LA. California dreaming, oh, it's such a winter day. California dreaming, oh, and it's such a winter day. California dreaming, oh, and it's such a winter day.
Okay, I wanted to go back to this part because you see that Ivan actually picks up his intensity right as they transition into this next one, and they start playing off each other a little bit. Now, it's literally perhaps the only comment I can make here, and this is a personal preference. This is not a criticism, but a personal preference. I do feel like they weren't in complete alignment there. I think that Angelina picked up her intensity a little bit, and then she kind of kept it more status quo from the rest of the song. I think Angelina could have given us more there, actually, to meet Ivan there on that moment, right? That's probably, well, for this song for sure, the only critique I could get, and it's just a personal choice. I don't even know if I'd call it a critique. And certainly what we've seen, I've had nothing to say. But I actually did expect her maybe to, I don't know if belt's the right term, but just to pick up that, to match him. And I don't know that she necessarily did. We did see some of it from her, but then she kind of went back to the same level. And he kind of lessened it a little bit as well once he saw it. They didn't quite communicate well there. I loved what Ivan did. I really did. I felt like he was leading her really well. Maybe they discussed it before. My guess is they didn't. I love it though. And she did respond to it, but I would have liked to see a little bit more.
All the leaves are brown and the skies are gray.
Longer. Yeah, sustaining it louder.
I've been full of in this such a winter day. I've been safe and warm if I was in LA.
And now she's kind of back to how she was before.
California dreaming, oh,
a little bit there.
Such a winter day.
So again, not a critique. I mean, at all. She sounds fantastic here, and I love the arrangement. I love what they just put together, probably on the fly. It's so different. It's certainly their own take. I mean, I love it. There's nothing to not like about this, really. And of course, her delivery is fantastic. She sounds perfect throughout. Once again, we've just got beautiful, beautiful sound. So much control, beautiful vibratos, this nice legato sounding throughout. They're matching each other really well, and I gotta hand it to Ivan on this one. Likely having just learned this one's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more movement on the chords, so I think you saw more focus on him. I think they did really well here. I love it. And I think that's a good place to stop this one. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you much.